Have to apologize for being a little late here with your Thursday video report. Doing that domesticated thing outside around the house, a lot of landscaping, a lot of rock beds. Of course, they have weed fabric underneath, so had to pull a lot of weeds. My wife driving me just a little crazy. She's never been able to grasp the concept after all these years that it's fruitless to pull the weeds if you don't get the entire root system, because if you pull them and don't get the root set, I can't kill the remaining weeds if I don't know where they are with Roundup afterwards. But God love her, then she says she doesn't want me doing the Roundup, that she'll do the Roundup. I said, honey, like the barn door is already unlocked. The horses are long gone. It's not like I can get leukemia twice. It's like not double jeopardy from putting chemicals that could possibly cause leukemia down on weeds. God love her. Anyway, listen, yesterday took a split with the complimentary plays here on the video report. Loyola Chicago, I thought there were some red flags. Obviously not. They got the job done at Davidson, lost the free play with Iowa State, but still 8-2 roll with the complimentary plays here in college hoops since Saturday. More importantly, however, have now won 10 of my last 14 best bets in basketball, college and pro, over the past 2 weeks after cashing in last night with Connecticut as another top-rated 15-dime best bet winner, getting the job done at Marquette. A little hairy at the end, but the Huskies held on for the cover. That was on the heels of Saturday's 15-dime best bet winner on Arizona. Another top-rated 15-dime best bet college winner, number 6 out of 7 tonight. It's what I'm calling my 11-point college home mismatch. And again, it's the half-price play of the day. Just like Connecticut last night, just like Arizona on Saturday, just like my Raise the Bar 20-dime winner number 2 in a row with South Florida over Tulane on Tuesday. And you can get it over at DeMarcosports.com by using coupon code HALF. Yeah, HALF. And it's an interesting card tonight because, of course, we have a lot of the college tournament conferences. Arch Madness getting underway in St. Louis. That is something I'd like to attend sometime. I think that would be cool. The Missouri Valley Conference, I don't have any plays in it. But let's get to your complimentary plays. I think one interesting game is in a conference, and I haven't had many plays in this year. Last couple of years, though, it has been very profitable for me, but I've kept an eye on it all season, and it's going to be in the WAC, where Texas-Arlington is a 6.5-point favorite at 8 o'clock Eastern time at home in revenge against Cal Baptist. Quick, Cal Baptist, what is their nickname? Yeah, I might as well tell you it's the Lancers, because I don't think you have a chance in hell to figure out what that one is. Anyway, listen, Texas-Arlington leads the WAC in scoring right now at 78.4%. Good three-point shooting team, hitting at a 37.3% clip. But in the first meeting, which was on the road, Texas-Arlington, uncharacteristic 2 for 12. That's a season low, only 2 3-pointers. And, well, listen, I don't care that Cal Baptist is number 1 in scoring defense in the WAC and number 32 in the nation. That's just, again, an anomaly that Texas-Arlington couldn't hit the broadside of the barn from beyond the arc. And this game, of course, is not on the Lancers' home floor. The Mavericks host here. They are 14-5 ATS in WAC action this season. They've won 8 of their last 10 straight up and against the spread. They're 7-2 straight up at home in conference play. And this is their home finale as well. They've won 5 in a row. First game, they only lost by a single digit, 64-63, February 8th. At Riverside, where Cal Baptist is from. And the other thing that I looked at the box score in that game, they had 10 fewer free throw opportunities in that game and scored 8 fewer points at the line. I think that is a stat that you should always look at when handicapping games, especially when you're looking at taking the home team in the rematch in revenge. Did the home team now get screwed when they were the road team in terms of the officials' calls, obviously favoring the other team when they were at home? And that case applies here in this particular contest. As for the Cal Baptist Lancers, they're 10-17 against the spread this season. They're 4-8 on the road. They just snapped a 6-game losing streak, by beating Utah, Rio Grande Valley, I don't know how you say it. Listen, but they beat a team that was 6-23 now on the season, so they're 3-6 on the WAC road. So I am more than willing to lay the 6.5 points with Texas-Arlington tonight in that game. Your next play is going to be, well, listen, let's talk about two games here. The first one is going to be Wisconsin-Milwaukee against Wisconsin-Green Bay. Wisconsin-Green Bay, a team that was on such a roll most of the season, faded fast during the home stretch, losing 3 of their final 4 games. What you may not realize is that their number 1 player, Noah Reynolds, suffered a high ankle sprain late in the season, and he missed those final 4 games in which they lost 3 of them, all by double-digit margins. Now, he was the Horizon League's 4th leading scorer, averaging 19.7 points. Now, they released a video saying that he was going to be ready tonight. He looked good in practice. But how strong and how agile is he going to be? Coming back from a high ankle sprain from 2.5, 3 weeks ago, you know how finicky those type of injuries can be, and they need him. This is a team that only lost 3 games all season by 10 points or more prior to that late season fade. And 2 of those games were against Oklahoma and Iowa State, which you expected Wisconsin-Green Bay to lose by double-digit margins, okay? Now, Wisconsin-Milwaukee just beat the hell out of this team. Saturday at home, 90-69, using a 17-0 run spanning the first and second halves to put that game away when it was just a 2-point margin. Their top player, B.J. Freeman, had 22 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. He has averaged 25.2 points over the last 10 games for Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And he is key. When Wisconsin-Milwaukee lost to Wisconsin-Green Bay early in the season, he was out injured. So you've got significant injuries for both teams that factored into the regular season decisions. Wisconsin-Milwaukee, there's a reason I'm not using nicknames for these teams. Wisconsin-Milwaukee is a 2-point underdog tonight in the quarterfinals of this game at the Crest Center on Wisconsin-Green Bay's home campus. They have won 6 of their last 7 games. Are they a better team at home than they are on the road? Absolutely. They average 9.6 points less on the highway. This is a tough game for me. One thing that I think benefits Wisconsin-Milwaukee is they've already played 1 game in the tournament. They didn't play well 2 nights ago. They barely got by a 1-31 Detroit Mercy team, beating them 83-79. But again, they were coming off that big road win in revenge at Wisconsin-Green Bay, and they knew they were going to play the Phoenix again here tonight. So wouldn't you take your eyes off the ball when you were playing a team that sucked and had lost 30 of 31 games this season? Of course. I lean toward Wisconsin-Milwaukee as the 2-point underdog here tonight because, again, how do you know whether or not Wisconsin-Green Bay's top player, again, Noah Reynolds, how healthy he is going to be in this contest? And it's Wisconsin-Milwaukee, the 2-point underdog, that has the momentum coming into this game. So I know that's tough to follow, but I hope you get the gist of that play. Here's another interesting game with a team in revenge. USC is a 9.5-point favorite at home against Arizona State. They got crushed in Tempe, 82-67 when these two met in January. But keep in mind, their top 2 scorers, their backcourt, the starting backcourt, Isaiah Collier, the freshman, and Boogie Ellis, both missed that game. Well, these guys are healthy now. And Isaiah Collier is coming off 31 points at Washington, a game that USC upset the Huskies, and 24 points at Washington State, a game in which USC almost upset the nationally ranked Cougars. In fact, he has scored 24 or more points in 3 of the last 4 games. Boogie Ellis, meanwhile, has scored 17 or more in 3 of the last 4 games, and these 2 guys combined for nearly 34 points a game this season. And again, they did not play in the first game. A game in which, by the way, without their 2 starting guards, USC committed 22 turnovers, which led to 24 points for Arizona State. Now, Arizona State is just 3-6 on the road. They're 1-5 in their last 6 conference road games. They got crushed by Arizona and Tucson by 45. They lost by 12 at Colorado, 13 at Oregon State, 19 at Oregon, and 15 at Washington. I'm willing to take a shot with USC minus the 9.5 points here. And I wanted to talk about that game because that leads me to another play. Wisconsin minus 9.5. Some places 10 tonight against Rutgers. Now, Wisconsin, remember that great start? 16-4 start, including 8-1 in conference. Well, now this Wisconsin team is 18-11 and 10-8 in the Big Ten because they have lost 7 of their last 9 games. Yeah, they've sucked. They're coming off a home loss to Illinois, 91-83 on Saturday, but they are 13-3 at home, where they average just about 78.5 points, and they're in revenge against Rutgers because they lost at Rutgers earlier this season. Just a horrible game. They fell down 9-0, and it was over before you could even blink because the Knights played extremely well, and the 2nd through 5th leading scorers for the Badgers, a quartet that averaged 41.4 points a game this season, they managed just 19 points on 7 for 27 shooting in that game. And the number 6 guy, the 6th man for the Badgers, who averages 8 points a game, he missed the game because of an injury. So now you have Rutgers, 2-7 on the Big Ten road, right? Coming off a horrific performance offensively, which is kind of normal for Rutgers, at Nebraska on Sunday, which they shot 32.8%. 4 for 25 on 3-pointers. Hell, they couldn't even hit at the charity line, going 10 for 19 with their free throws. By the way, does it seem that Rutgers football and Rutgers basketball, they're just both anemic to being able to do anything offensively? Just saying. So you have a team that is 324th among 351 Division I teams in scoring at 66.3 points, and they score 2 points less on the road. What can I say? I kind of like Wisconsin in this game. But how about this? And I don't recommend this too often. How about playing a 2-team teaser? How about playing a 2-team 4-point teaser? Most books, it's minus 110, right? And taking USC down to 5.5 points at home against Arizona State in revenge, and taking Wisconsin down to either 5 or 5.5 points at home in revenge against Rutgers. Now, you could extend that out and take it up to 4.5 points, but then you're going to have to go ahead and lay $1.20 in most books. Just saying. That's how I would play these two. Of the two, which do I like better? Well, we'll get to that in a moment. So let's recap the complimentary plays today, because my God, did I cover a lot of ground. I thought pulling the weeds was a pain in the ass. Texas-Arlington is by far my best bet tonight among those complimentary selections. Texas-Arlington would be numero uno. After that, you're looking at a, I'm going to go with USC as number 2. USC is number 2. I'm going to go with Wisconsin-Milwaukee as number 3, and then Wisconsin as number 4. But where do I slide the teaser in there? I would slide that teaser in as the 3rd play behind USC. Again, taking USC and Wisconsin in that teaser. So re-ranking them again. Let's just run them through so there's clarity. Texas-Arlington, number 1. USC, number 2. The teaser with USC-Wisconsin, number 3. Wisconsin-Milwaukee, number 4. And then Wisconsin, number 5. There you go. I certainly think you got your money's worth today. Go forth, prosper, make some money, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.